in the beginning it was love. Okay. I wanted to basically, I started as a trainer at the facility, and I said, man, you know, I'm always in the gym, I'm training people, I can't find somebody that has the same interest in me. And I said, I'm scared to go up with girls, and I'm like, I don't understand that there's like a different frequency. I don't understand it. Like, you're supposed to be aligned with it, and I'm a little off, but I'm in great shape of my life, and I'm like, well, what do I need to provide? So right there, I said, if there's not something out there, let me put it in there.
Alright guys, welcome inside the Dirty Kitchen, and what we're doing today is the interview series episode 2. And if you watched the last one, we had Mr. Marcus Beverly over here, and he was our first guest on the show. And now today we've got another exciting new guest, and one that you're going to be familiar with now by the time you've watched this. And this is Mr. Joey Fresh himself, another TDK, Dirty Kitchen salesman. But the interesting thing about himself is that he has actually got a custom app that he's developed and he's released to the public. So that's what we're going to have as the focus of today's show. So let me introduce you to Joey Fresh, creator of the Kettle App. And Joey, what we're going to start this interview out is telling us about who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Taylor. Well, first of all, what I do is basically got me into this is, I have different tasks. And I'm a graphic designer, I'm a trainer on the side, I'm a health nutrition supplements person. I basically, as you can tell, I designed an app, and a little bit more about myself. I'm from Wisconsin, came down here for education for college, got my bachelor's, and couldn't find any work. Had an opportunity working here at Graphics to basically becoming a graphic designer. Then basically transition into sales. Now that's where I'm basically at right now. Before I did that actually, I was a server going on 7 years, working multiple different serving jobs. That right there was an itch to basically get out of the serving industry. You kind of get drawn into it knowing it's easy cash each and every day, but it has its perks. It's basically how the way you get treated to your different clientele. You'd be surprised as the other person being a receiver that you see a lot of things that a lot of people don't know when they go dine. And I think right there, that was my energy to basically get out of. And I'm kind of really happy that Taylor gave me an opportunity here in this amazing company and working with the amazing person over here, Marcus, as well. That what also driven me to where I wanted to go into developing this app.
So looking big picture, getting out of the service industry, wanting to do kind of something more that you had a passion for, right? What would you say is the main driver that made you decide to start the Kettle App? What was the reason you decided to say, I'm gonna make this app? What was the true main reason?
The real reason why is that I couldn't find love in other social medias platforms, like basically, Tinder, Bumble, Plenty Fish. I couldn't find nothing that could relate to me in the same industry that I love working. I love working I'd be on the gym like 5 days a week, in and out, and I couldn't find a companion that basically do the same thing I did. And I was nervous to engage the girls at the gym, not trying to be rude or not trying to be obnoxious to them, and being respectful. So on those different applications, I was finding at least less than 10% of the same girls that had the same interest but weren't really applying, and having a 360 of output of different girls that were mostly out drinking, out partying, and not really taking life seriously. And it was a wide age that basically, if there is not a platform out there, then there has to be a need for it. And I had to a point that it went in the beginning of the application. It was actually a dating app, but I transitioned from a dating to a social interaction. So now it's not just focused on dating as it's also implied within the app, but also now you could engage with other people in your gym to start a conversation, to start a friendship, to start a partnership, and also learn from each other, not just singling somebody out just for a relationship.
Cool, awesome. Okay, so as of today, to put a timestamp on this is December 4th, 2019. So as of today when we're recording this, where are you at with your app and your business? What's the status?
I'm happy to announce that it's basically out in the App Store. Right now, at this moment, it's going to be available for all the iOS phones. So I'm thrilled. Coming within the next 2 weeks should be the Android version of the beta. So right now, what we did the beta is basically doing a test run with all the reviews, getting all the feedback, so it basically helps us to enhance the application a lot better for what's the real product within the next 3 months, but getting people within the city limits to understand that it was generated within the city with a mission to be accomplished.
Okay, so that's awesome to hear. So tell us about the journey or the process, like of how where it's gotten to today.
Wow, the journey was unbelievable. There's been multiple moments in my life that I wanted to give up. There's multiple times that I just didn't have the confidence in myself. The failures that I came across, the obstacles, the hurdles, the people walking in and out of my business, the people trying to take advantage of my business, that right there motivated me to be the person. Did I want to keep going, or do I prefer just to give up and just, be another statistic? I think that right there, it divided me personally. Is where do I want to see myself within the next 5 to 10 years, or do I want to be average like the modern person today?
Cool. So tell me, along this journey, what we want to start with asking, what were the biggest failures, which isn't always the funnest thing to talk about, but at the same time, when you had those failures, what did you learn so far up to today?
When nobody believed in me, when everyone doubted me, when everyone didn't see the vision. And what I learned today is that they can't comprehend the vision because it wasn't their vision.
Yeah.
So for me to understand that they don't have the same idea as me, so I had to push that drive, knowing that I was getting taken advantage of. People saw, well, if he's creating an app, it's out a success out the door. But people don't understand, building an app, you got to get all your license and permits. After that, then you have to build up your product prototype. You have to do your business plan. You got to understand, okay, who's your audience? Who you're basing, where are you going to get your revenue from? So you go down the line of a blueprint I designed myself to see where I need to check off each moment where I was trying to overcome. And the most failures that when app developers were trying to take advantage of me, also market companies were trying to take advantage of me. I lost $3,000 in an app developer that I thought really wanted to give him an opportunity, but basically took my money and didn't produce any product. Also, reading the fine lines of a contract, knowing that I had a person or a couple individuals that wanted to use my expensive cap for their fun and travel. And I think a lot of people don't understand that when you're trying to hire people with good consent, that they're easy to take advantage of you. And I'm kind of happy that I had resources and happy to have a lawyer. And this is the thing, when you get a lawyer, you have to actually define what kind of lawyer, because there's different categories in lawyers. So I have an IT lawyer that looked into the contract and happy to understand that, I would have been out 12 up to 20K within a 2-year long locked-in contract. I think that right there pushed me furthermore into the business, saying that I don't have no app developer. Everyone walked out of my business. Everyone didn't believe in my business. Am I going to give up? I looked at my grandma and I said no. And I'm happy to say today that's officially out.
And that's awesome. Okay, so now after your failures, let's talk about the fun stuff. What are your biggest wins? What's the best things that have happened to you up to today? The biggest just victories that you've had?
When I designed the logo, when I was getting a lot of positivity about the design, when I finished the prototype, just a concept on how the layout's going to be, That was one of my biggest accomplishments. Getting my permit, getting my LLC, a license. Now I'm nationwide. That right there was another accomplishment. Getting the app done, that was the hugest accomplishment. Knowing that I'm not no app developer. It's crazy that you have to step out of your boundary to achieve where you want to be in life, and that was to today. Like, it's so the best feeling yet to come, because there's more to achieve. And the best part too, I have at least around 40 plus people already downloaded within the next 2 days. So awesome.
Now, looking back on all of that, is there anything that you would have done differently during this process if you're developing the app?
You know, I had that moment to like step back and reanalyze the whole situation, what I could have done different. You know, just like when you go into sports, you know, when you sit down with the coach and they're going over the game plan and they're going over the playbook, you know, what were these different objectives I could have took differently? And just like how successful people said too, honestly, if I didn't go through that phase of my ups and downs, honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, because you're looking for a handout, not for a lesson. I think the lesson was the most important thing that I went through.
Cool.
Okay.
Now, how about this? So along this journey, you always have unexpected twists and turns and surprises. So what's like the biggest surprise or thing that you just never would have guessed would ever happen, but it did? Just like a total surprise.
The people you had faith in turned their back on you. Within the business, they're like, I'll be with you, I'll help support you. Then they're not feeding into the business, and you give them, you know, positions in the business. You develop contracts, knowing that you were building a solid team for them to basically disappear like the wind. And did you want to give up and be like them, or do you just want to keep pushing?
That's interesting. Okay, so now how about this? Tell us about your vision and your goals you have for your business and your app going forward from today. So what do you see it turning into? What do you want it to become? What's your ultimate destination?
First, basically, to get 20K users on the app. So 20,000 users on the app within the next couple months. Starting within Texas, going to all different cities from Austin, Houston, Dallas, also down to Corpus and McAllen. Working my backyard first. In the beginning, I wanted to go against the whole rhino, but you can't attack the rhino first. You got to fertilize the ground first. And I think I have to focus on the structure within the community of where I'm from, and basically project where I want to go is trying to turn this business with all my self earnings and broke moments to a $1 billion corporation. And that's why I see myself in the next 3 years, that I could see this as a $3.3 billion company.
Boom, I love that.
All right. So in the business world, who would be like somebody like you model, would be your inspiration, or somebody that you look up to?
Honestly, it was Tinder. I looked up to Tinder for a little bit because, you know, they had an easy platform that was generated out of California. Two frat brothers, two frat guys that got into it. Try to make something simple, something that you could basically interact at your home place. And I see that if they were able to do it, you know, I could basically try to, you know, write the wheel differently. But they were my inspiration, knowing that, you know, two young boys just had a thought, and if they could have a vision, why not go for it like me?
Okay.
Okay, so how about this? Looking forward, what's the next like innovation or trend that isn't happening now, but you foresee it coming in the future here?
It's fitness. I think right now, especially here in San Antonio, I see it uprising a little bit, knowing that you have all these amazing local gyms opening up, all these amazing supplement stores, all these fitness apparels, and also people being more active within the community base. I think what I'm providing now is just the upcoming on the future within the next 5 years.
Okay, and now this social media specifically, okay, I'd say that you're pretty strong in that front. Tell us a little bit about how many followers you have, how you built your social media, and how you plan to use it for your app going forward. Just to help the other viewers that want to follow in your footsteps, Tell us about social media, your game plan around it, and how you use it, and what you're going to be doing with it.
So in the beginning, let me tell you right now. In the beginning of social media, it's intimidating. Why? It's because you're developing a platform that you're a walking idol. You may not understand that, but people are basically watching you like a TV show each and every moment, and it's what can you provide to give them. So in the beginning, I was only started with 100 people, and that may not sound a lot, but it's just right there was my community base, my family, my friends, and then from there I'm like, all right, my goal, I wanted to be famous, right? I wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to be a sports analyst. These are the things I wanted for myself. So how do I need to expand that? I need to bring more content. So I started providing more content. I went from 100 to 1,000 within 6 months. And then within the first year, I went from 1,000 to 2,000 within the whole year. So now I start progressing each year. Now it didn't happen overnight. People think success happens overnight. It's all the time and hard work you put into. And now happy to say today that on my Facebook, I have right now around close to 3,000 followers. And my Instagram, I have around 5,000 plus followers. And then my Twitter that I really haven't messed with, I already have around like 2K, and that was unbelievable. So right there, it's all the exposure you're giving out with the right content, showing people that what can you provide for them to be more drawn to you.
Cool. Okay, and then what we do here is this is the 13th question. We call it lucky number 13, and with that being said, do you have any lucky charms or superstitions that you like to practice or use?
I pray. I'm not here to push religion on no one, but for what I believe in within myself, I gotta give glory each and every day. I start my day with God first. Without His strength, without His guidance, it wouldn't be where I'm at today. You gotta faith conquers all. Faith conquers all, and that right there, each and every day was pushing me, because it was my family that was pushing me more, because a lot of people don't understand that growing up poverty, did you want to be poverty or do you want to be successful? And things that people don't understand, when you have to sacrifice so much and miss so much, I think that right there was faith was keep driving me.
I think mine was somewhere along the lines too, where I said I went to church every before I went to go sell, I'd go to church. So that was my lucky charm. So yes, I understand where you're coming from. Why did you want to do this? Is it your passion? Is it for the money, or is it for both?
Well, in the beginning it was love. Okay. I wanted to basically, I started as a trainer at the facility, and I said, man, I'm always in the gym, I'm training people, I can't find somebody that has the same interest in me. And I said, I'm scared to go up with girls, and I'm like, I don't understand that there's like a different frequency. I don't understand it. Like, you're supposed to be aligned with it, and I'm a little off, but I'm in great shape of my life, and I'm like, well, what do I need to provide? So right there I said, if there's not something out there, let me put it in there. So that right there, it wasn't about the money. It was about chasing somebody with the same passion as me. That right there I was really looking for.
Okay. Now this is your time to go ahead, and if there's anybody you'd like to shout out who's helped you along the way, this would be like, I guess, their moment, So this is like the you walk up to the stage and want to give glory to to God, or to little Allison back in the 3rd grade who swerved you on the playground. This is your moment right here.
Honestly, I would like to thank the people that doubted me. The reason why is because without them, doubting me, like, Alex, the app developer, you know, also the person who started in the beginning, Cash. He's the one that started in the beginning with me, but he fell out. You know, I really appreciate him. I also appreciate the person who's also helping me here and there. That's Stevie Mendoza. You know, he still believed in me. He still had faith in me, but he got caught up in his business. But I saw him basically winning in his business, and so I was right behind him trying to follow his path, and I really appreciate him still having faith in me. And then, you know, all these other meetings I had people with, you know, Sergio, George, that didn't really understand the concept, you know. Also, you know, Matt and Alexa, their experience on, you know, not helping people within their organization, I think that right there was driven to me. So I give these shout outs to all the people that really didn't believe in me, that did follow me. I give you a lot of energy a little bit, is because if it wasn't for you and these lessons I went through, I wouldn't create something that's going to be provided today.
Cool. Okay, so parting thoughts, anything you want to say to the people that have listened to this interview before we take off here?
Yeah. If you have a dream, honestly, go for it. There's been so many moments in life that the dreams never be, you know, fulfillish. And I think that you can't let that dream or that vision go into the grave with you. I think that we as humans don't have the confidence in ourselves to progress and go after something that we thought was something game-changing. I think if I was just a person that wanted to be average, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I think those around me that helped me to encourage where I need to be and where I can see myself in a couple of years. So you have a dream, go for it, because don't let it hold you back.
Awesome. Okay, well, guys, we want to appreciate you and thank you for tuning in to the interview series today. Again, this is Mr. Joey Fresh, creator of the Kettle App, as well as our TDK salesman that we work here as the team here in the Dirty Kitchen. And the point of this podcast and this video that we just filmed was that we really want you to be inspired to go after your dream, like Joey just said. So if we're helping you and maybe you have your own business, or maybe you're already doing something like this and you'd like to be included in this interview series, just go ahead and reach out to us. You can shoot us a DM on any of the socials, and we'd love to meet up with you. Again, it doesn't have to be in person. We can do a video call. We can do it over Skype, but we'd love to get some more interviews of people just like Joey, like Marcus, who can help you get inspired, help you learn from people that are doing exactly what you want to do. And we just want to go ahead and spread the message of entrepreneurship and how exciting the journey can be, and how we would love to help you guys and add value to you in all of those departments. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and reach out to us. We'd love to get you included. If you liked what you heard here today, go ahead and shoot us a message and let us know your thoughts. You can find Joey. Tell us about your socials, where they can catch you.
So you can catch me on my Instagram, joeyflesh_Texas. You can also follow the apps. It's going to be Kettle Social at Instagram. It's also, you can find me, Joey Gutierrez, off of Facebook. Also, for the community, it's going to be Kettle 210 Community for Facebook. Those are the...
How do they download the app?
So put Kettle Social on iTunes, and you'll basically find the app, download it, check it out. It provides two services: your fitness, your workout plans, your diet plans, also meeting people to work out with in your local gym.
Cool. And then after that, make sure you follow us on all the socials. It's at AGWestAv on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't miss at TDK Community as well, where we do a little bit more focused on the sales, motivation, and the strategy. And then, of course, we've got the podcast, and it's anchor.fm/The Dirty Kitchen. If you liked watching this video live, you can also catch this on the podcast as well. Again, one more time for you guys at home, it's anchor.fm/The Dirty Kitchen. We appreciate you for tuning in today. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll catch you on the next episode.